Matt Cowley, brain injury caregiver and TikTok influencer, joins us today to share his wife and his family's powerful and intimate story with all of us. I discovered and follow Matt on TikTok. I was immediately drawn in and touched by his journey as a brain injury caregiver. Matt, his wife, and his son are featured in the recent documentary entitled Caregivers from executive producer and actor Bradley Cooper, recently released on PBS. Welcome, Matt, and thank you for being here today. We're honored to have you. Go ahead and take it away.
Appreciate that, Courtney. Thank you so much for having me. And thank you, everybody, for attending this and hearing my story. One of the things you find with caregivers, it's just a really great healing process to share your story. So thank you for giving me the opportunity. And I'm going to play a video from the PBS documentary that'll better explain my family's situation. It'll be a lot more entertaining than me verbally saying it. So I guess with that said, I will start it right now. If it does not play, please let me know, Courtney, and I'll.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Looks good.
I met Conlea in 2010, and I knew she was the one. We knew we wanted to start a family. So after I proposed, we bought this fixer-upper house, and we've been fixing it up together. What are you doing?
Cleaning, first day cleaning.
We had our son in 2017. And then in 2020, our lives turned upside down. We were on the trampoline. She complained of a headache, so we went inside. I turned around, and she was in a very awkward position. She wasn't responsive. So called 911 right away. Ambulance came. They took Conlea. I couldn't leave because I had to stay with Ty, which is pretty much the story throughout. This struggle of my son needs me and my wife needs me. She was 35, no medical issues, no family history. All of a sudden, she had 2 massive strokes. Her brain was permanently damaged. They scanned her body and they found a 10-centimeter mass in her abdomen, and it turned out to be ovarian cancer. And the ovarian cancer is what caused these strokes. And this all happened at the height of COVID. So I had to do everything myself, and all I had was Conlea. All she had was me. At that time, I didn't even know what a caregiver was. I always thought it was for old folks, your parents. And then I had to quit my job. I almost felt pushed out as a caregiver because they didn't know what to do with somebody in my position. They expected things to go back to normal. But for me, like, it's not going back to normal. Hey, what's going on TikTok? My name is Matt. I'm creating this video just because I'm trying to reach out for some help. So my wife, she's 35. She had a stroke back in May. I have a 3-year-old, and right now I'm the caretaker. I'm taking care of everything, and it's been really tough. There was nobody to turn to, and so what I did was turn to social media. Doing everything I can to see my family through, and I'll get through this, but it'd be great to talk to somebody. So if anybody's ever been through anything like this, please reach out. I started to see it resonate.
Roll along, sing your song, paint the sky. Do your best, leave the rest. You don't need to ask why.
It started out a few hundred, and then it became 1,000, and then I started doing chemo dancing with Conlea. But it's a roller coaster, and not all just good times. The videos show happy sunshine and rainbows, but you know, it's not all the time. And then I started to post videos that were a little more
truthful and not sugar-coated.
This is my wife. Like, this is my partner in crime. You know, the mother to my child. You know, my soulmate. So it's been really tough.
I had nothing to lose. I didn't care if people saw me scream or yell, or I just had to get it out there.
I just feel like my family's been robbed of like just a normal life.
It actually helped others out, as well as helping me out. People were thankful for it.
I read every single comment, and it was a spirit booster, a faith booster.
I just wanna see you shine wherever you go. I just wanna see you shine. Go on in the world and send me a sign. I just wanna see you shine.
It's good to know that you're not alone. The transition from hospital to home was tough. In the hospital, they were all great. Beep, beep. But once I came home, it was like, good luck. I just soaked up as much information as I could from the rehab team, from the doctors, so that I could apply it at home.
Catch. No, catch. Say how to sit.
It took a lot of trial and error to get things right.
Oh, you want me to do that?
You get 1 point. In the beginning, one of the most difficult things was juggling between Kanlea and Ty.
Whoa.
All right, shoes on. We're gonna go now. He grew up really fast through this whole experience.
Okay, have a great day. I love you. See you after
Bye,
school.
Mama. Love you.
I
Love you.
I love you.
My main focus is to always just give him the most normal childhood as possible. Here's your backpack.
I remember this once.
Got it. All right, let's roll.
It is tough to see the future right now. We've been living off of savings and donations. When something like this happens, there's so many things that you need to look into. In order to get Kanlea on Medicaid, I had to take her name off of the mortgage and take her name off of the joint account, and we shouldn't have to do that. They could definitely do better, but I hate relying on the government for it too.
Hi, good morning. I need to refill a prescription for my wife.
This is not how I wanted it to be at 37 years old. Everything that you plan out in your head is just, it's gone.
See you then. Thank you. Bye.
Knowing I have 40 more years of this, God willing, but got this far.
Yes, babe. I just set the bench now.
Okay, here I come.
When you become a caregiver, it's a very different role as a husband.
Here we go. Ready?
Make it nice and warm.
All right.
It's there, but it's just like a new form. I still love her more than anything in the world, but I feel more like her full-time caregiver than a husband, and I think that's the struggle right now, is trying to figure out how to get that husband role back. Do need, yeah. There's one. See, it's going out like that. Try to keep it like up like that. But in other ways, we've become really close. You trying to make a fist? Your thumb moved.
That's a good one.
Mm-hmm. Kanlea is not supposed to be anywhere near where she's at today.
Oh, butterfly.
Oh, yeah.
Just keeping that strong family unit, I really think, is what helped progress this far.
Oh, thank. Is it Buttercup?
It's a win. I mean, she's here with us and able to be Ty's mom still.
Oh, right to like his mouth.
I love my family. It's really all I have when you boil down to it. Pick out a book. I'm gonna put mom in bed. Woo! Your turn. She chomped on a tomato, the biggest, reddest one. You want to do this one?
More I can read books for you to love.
The end. Good job, buddy. Mwah. You did awesome. She needs me. Ty needs me. Love you, buddy. Good night. So I'm gonna keep going until, just keep going until. There is no until. Just keep going.
Hello, guys.
I'll tell you what happened to Mom. It's just she passed out, and only she's back. It's going that matters. She's back. She's good.
Yeah, I'm good now.
But Mama is learning how to walk again, and I sometimes helps her.
All the time.
Dad usually helps her, but I help her too.
Everybody healthy, stay safe and strong.
And goodbye.
Okay. Can you still hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay, great. Well, thank you for watching that. That gives you a good insight into my family's situation. Shocked that I fought back a lot of tears for that one. I just love my family. I'm so proud of them. But one of the things I noticed, the common feeling that I kind of kept suppressed during this whole experience was the feeling of grief, and I couldn't make sense of it. Um, why would I grieve? I didn't lose my wife. She's still here. But after processing it, it kind of makes sense. A little bit of them is gone. And I grieve that. A little bit of me is gone. I grieve that every day, pretty much. I think about the child we were going to have, my son's brother or sister. It was so real to me that those were the next steps. So to have that all derailed was devastating. So when Courtney reached out to me with her, she reached out to me and kind of told me about ambiguous grief, and it totally made sense to me. Um, it helped me understand what I was going through. So it was a huge weight off my shoulders to know that I wasn't crazy, and that there is a thing called ambiguous grief, and the person could still be alive. And it sounds silly sometimes, but especially when I talk about the child that I was supposed to have, I think that's the one that hurts a lot. Um, I like I said, it was so real to me. So to know that it was not crazy, and to be able to share with you kind of that feeling, and hopes to spread awareness and let others know that it's a normal feeling, and anything I could do to help out the cause. And with that said, hopefully you understood me with all the tears and snot, but um, I think that's my story. Courtney, I don't know what else you want me to do now.
No, you've done it. You've
Great, perfect.
and
Hopefully,
and I'm so incredibly thankful. I love how life works, that I stumbled across you on TikTok. Being that I work for the Brain Injury Association of Iowa, I follow a lot of survivors and caregivers, and your story is obviously so inspirational. And I was immediately touched and wanted you to be able to share it on another platform, another powerful platform. And you may have gotten through your video without crying, but I didn't. And I've seen it multiple times.
I know I can't get through it.
And I so appreciate you putting a name to ambiguous loss. That's something we've been working really hard to do at the Brain Injury Association of Iowa the past few years, because like you said, it's something that every survivor, every caregiver experiences. And I can tell you, in the intake conversations we have, they all describe it without realizing that it has a name. And that moment in the conversation where you get to say, "Hey, do you know about this thing called ambiguous loss?" It's usually met with weeping because they realize, like you, your journey is so unique, but how you're feeling is expected and normal, and you're not crazy. And it's a very healing thing, just like you described. It's got a name. So I appreciate you putting your face to ambiguous loss in your family and for sharing that with us. It's such an intimate, powerful story. I want to kind of open it up to anybody that might have any. I've been watching the chat box, but if anybody has any comments or questions for Matt, I would love the opportunity. If you want to put it in the chat, you can. If you want to take yourself off of mute, I've allowed everybody to do that. So if you want to take yourself off mute and chat, we can certainly do that and we have time. So with that, I'll kind of open it up. Does anybody have any questions or comments for Matt today? While we kind of pause, Matt, there's some comments. This is so awesome, so heartbreaking and inspiring. Brought tears to my eye. I followed you on TikTok. Thank you for putting up that page. So we've got some compliments and gratefulness coming in for you.
Courtney and I were discussing in the beginning. It's just, and I mentioned it in the beginning as well. It's just there's some sort of relief to sharing your story and getting it out there. And usually you'll be met with someone else's story. And I hate saying it because I feel like a terrible person saying it. But if you're not in the care world,
Mhm.
you unfortunately will be at some point. Your parents get old or a loved one gets sick. So it's good to just get it out there and just try to bring awareness to it, as much as possible.
Absolutely. We have somebody that comment it's especially difficult when people can't outwardly see the effects of brain injury, especially from the perspective of a survivor. So much of that is secondary and it's hidden. The weight of caregiving is not something everybody can see or understand.
It's very true. And I'll say I struggle a little bit with trying to remember the way things were before
Mm.
this happened. I mean, it was going on, yeah, 5 years into this. And I've known Conlea for 5 years now as a new person, and same with myself. So it's trying to figure it out, but it's also trying to hold on to the past as well because
Absolutely.
obviously it's very important to me. So
Absolutely. And like you've described, ambiguous loss reaches not just into the past as to how things were in the before, and as you poignantly described, reaching into the future around lost hopes and dreams that you had for yourself and your family as well. Can I ask, and if anything is too personal or you just don't feel comfortable answering, that's okay. How has your son, how has he been doing? And this new version of mom, how is he doing?
he's going to be 9 in January, and he's definitely a boy. He's grown up a lot. Um, and I think when he looks at videos and pictures, I could see something in his head, like just trying to make sense of Mama was like this, but now she's like this. But this all happened when he was 3. I think he was young enough to not really be affected.
Okay.
Knock on wood. I don't really know what's going on underneath the hood.
Right.
Obviously, later on some issues might arise, but as for now, I mean, I just surround him
Hmm.
with as much attention and love as possible to try to make this seem normal, and hopefully that's the right thing to do. But
Well, but your love for your family and your son is evident in the video. He's looks so precious.
yeah, well, like I said, he's my little mini me in training. He's my little caregiver in
Oh,
training. So
he's a cutie.
I'm putting him to work. I made a video recently. Sorry, we just got a new wheelchair. It took us 5 years. We left the hospital with this wheelchair made of brass. It was so heavy, and we finally got approval for a new one. And
Okay.
it's light enough. It's like half the weight, and my son can now push it around. So I'm
Good.
putting him to work more now. So
He's
and
learning some invaluable life lessons around
exactly.
empathy. Yeah. And again, Matt, as questions and comments come up, please, again, if you feel like you don't want to answer them, that's fine. Cynthia asks, how do you navigate friendship with other couples for socialization and support?
Ooh, can I that's been a struggle, Cynthia, to be honest. I find it really hard to connect with other parents my age with kids. It's like I don't have much in common besides our
Yeah.
kids, but they're all very career oriented, and I had to throw that all away. And
Right.
my priorities are a little different, so it's very hard um to connect. Even with my old friends, they all have busy lives going on, and it's tough to, I guess.
Mm.
Hopefully that answers your question.
Yeah. Well, we hear a lot. That's it's validating. We hear a lot in our support groups that everybody else's lives move forward. Yours does too, but you're
Right.
stuck in that space, and
And as
everybody's
far as
life keeps
support,
going. Yeah.
sorry, Courtney, as far as support is that's why I turned to social media.
Hmm.
Um, because there was just no, so I shared my story and I just thousands upon thousands of other caregivers, and that's kind of where I found my support and outlet to kind of reach people that I do have something in common with, which is caregiving. So
Amazing.
yeah.
Remind me the state that you live in.
I'm in New York, which is not the most friendly of states to be in as far as a caregiver. I mean, I don't get paid as a spouse.
No.
They tell me I have to divorce her in order to try to get to be paid as a spouse. And to be honest, I'm looking higher than that. I mean, I don't, I don't want to be held at that position as a spouse. She's doing, as a caregiver, she's doing really well. So I want to turn this into something, this social media caregiving into
That's
something. So I can make that sacrifice for now. But like I said, it's a state by state scenario. And I hear some states are great with caregiving and some states have a long way to go, I guess you could say.
I will tell you, Matt, unfortunately, your story is all too common. And
Yeah.
one of the services we offer is brain injury resource facilitation. And we help people navigate life after brain injury. And too many times we've worked with people who've had to, on paper, divorce their spouse and figure out how to be eligible for Medicaid. So your story, unfortunately, is many that we've heard. So, yeah, thank you for sharing those struggles with us. Um, Jessica is
Mhm.
asking, can you explain why they had you take her off the house to be able to get medic to qualify for Medicaid?
Yeah, so actually that didn't end up happening. What happened was I had to just quit my job completely and just make it so that I had a zero income at the end of the year in order to get on Medicaid. So in the beginning, when I was trying to navigate this whole thing and try to keep my job, they were like, "You got to take her off, make her seem like she's getting a zero income." But it's like I cannot divorce my wife. Like that's the
Right.
total opposite of what should be promoted right now. Um, I should be incentivized to stay. If anything, that sounds awful, but not promoted to divorce in order to get on Medicaid. So what happened was I quit my job, $0 income, and that made my family qualify for Medicaid, which I needed to be on because she had chemo and cancer treatment, all rehab, and it was just kind of what I had to do at the time. So as of right now, like I mentioned, if I wanted to become a paid spouse, I would have to divorce her and take her name off of the bank and joint statement, pretty much so that she has
Right.
$0 assets to her name in order to do that. And I kind of refuse to do that. I'm not.
Understandable. It
But
shouldn't.
a lot of people do it. It's
Oh,
a
yeah.
lot of. I mean, a lot of people reached out to me and said, "This is what you have to do," and I just surprised.
Yeah, it shouldn't be an option. It shouldn't have to be an option for anybody anywhere.
Yeah.
Let's see here. I'm looking at some of these questions. Jamie says, I wanted to thank Matthew for his transparency concerning his story and the struggles that he has faced. I'm interested in learning about what self care that you've been able to secure for yourself to help with and avoid burnout.
Yeah, it's a great question, and it's so hard to answer that because it took
Okay.
me a while to figure it out. But I did have the social media outlet. But I have a little eBay business where I sell like sports cards and action figures, and that's kind of like my outlet when I can when I have time to dedicate to it. But as far as that, I also really found a passion in just sharing my family's story and sharing my wife's progress. I was when we're walking out around in the mall, somebody will come up and be like, "Oh my God, I follow you on TikTok. Your wife looks amazing," and I'm just so proud to show her off. And
Oh,
it's such a great feeling that I try to capture a lot, and it's kind of been my passion is to just share our story, share my wife and how far she's come along, and my whole family's come along.
oh, thank you for showing her off with us and for sharing your story. Amanda says, I'm a professional, but my husband suffered a TBI in a motorcycle accident about 5 years ago. I think what I have struggled the most with is getting other people to understand my ambiguous grief. And I spent a lot of time being angry. Yeah.
I echo that statement. It's very I don't think I could bring it up to anybody that hasn't experienced it because they don't think they get it, you know. Um, but it is not a good feeling, especially when you don't have the support of somebody who doesn't understand. So, but that's why I'm here. We're here to let you know that it's a thing, and it's a pretty crappy feeling.
Yeah. Jessa says she follows you, and your raw honesty is so great.
Thank you, Jessa.
Does anybody else, this is such a wonderful, engaging webinar. Does anybody else have any comments or questions while we still have Matt with us? Thank you for being so open to having a discussion, Matt. I
Oh,
appreciate
of course. Yeah. Well, like I mentioned, I just found that just being an
that.
open book and transparent, again, it not only helps others out, but seems to help me out as well. So,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Thank you. I'm just going to say it again. I know I've said it a number of times, but Matt, thank you so much for inviting us into your family's powerful and moving story. We so appreciate your willingness to share your invaluable lived experience. Before we started today, I was telling you, whether it's a webinar or a conference or a workshop, the lived experience stories are the ones that people are really hungry for and walk away with the most from. Yeah, and thank you again, too, for so intimately sharing the idea around ambiguous loss and that having but not having, you know.
absolutely,
Um,
absolutely.
so, again, thank you so much. And thank you, everybody, for being here. This was a really engaging webinar. I appreciate the comments and questions. And this was recorded, as I shared. So, Matt, it'll go up on our YouTube page within the next 24 hours. And then I will share that link on social media and I'll send it to you directly, Matt. So, if you want to share it, you'll have access to it. But again, thank you so much for being here today.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity again to share my story.
Absolutely. Be well. Thank you so much.
You as well. Be well.
Bye bye.